Hello everybody, welcome back to another LEGO City update. We've been working on lots of different changes here in the LEGO City, such as Pop Culture Street, general changes, and also the aquarium over here, which is part of the zoo. We were building the aquarium and we realized it's time to make some coral reef. Not for the aquarium itself, but actually for the deep sea area where most of the coral reef should be located. So we've got the beach here and we've got the deep sea area underneath the beach. Now, one thing I do want to say before we get started with this little miniature LEGO City update is that I do plan on adding some LED strip lights under here, and actually I do plan on adding LED strip lights to the entire under table area, as we will be adding scenes and also train track to the under city area. However, I'm not going to be able to do it in this video just because I don't have the elements to do that yet. That's like the LED strip lights, all the different receivers and power boxes and stuff like that. And also, I don't really want to sort of do a bad job of it because the other areas underneath the LEGO City are not ready to go with the lights yet. So there's no sense in doing this part here and then having to change it all when eventually I want to do the whole shebang. So under here we've got lots of different plant life. You can see there's all sorts of different sharks as well. We've got plants using some generic limb elements, some 1x1 studs, some seaweed pieces, and all sorts of different things. Essentially, our main design over here has some rock elements, or merps and burps, and those hide that little table leg, and as you can see, there's all sorts of plant life coming off there as well. The cool thing about coral reef is you can use a whole bunch of different elements of different colors and shapes and sizes to make interesting, unique plant life. And you know what? That's what we're going to be doing today. Recently, we hit up the Pick-a-Brick wall at our local LEGO store here, and I think we bought 6 cups full of unique, colorful elements. And Mrs. Bricksie is actually in charge of creating cool coral reef using all of those different elements. So she's going to get to work on that, and we're really excited to show you what she comes up with. So I guess this is going to be Coral Reef with Mrs. Bricksie. We'll touch base in a moment here. After several days of making coral reef, Jose has come up with a bunch of unique designs using some pretty common pieces that can be found on Pick-a-Brick walls and in LEGO collections. And she's really excited to show us what she's built today, and of course we'll be placing this all in the coral reef as well. So let's start over here with the fishes.
So obviously we just have these at different levels with the trans clear cylinders. I kind of made like 3 different schools of fish. So there are different heights and different directions, so we'll have them spread out throughout the underwater area.
I like that, how you grouped them together and sort of made like schools.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So look, I mean, when you just put a fish here and there in the underwater area, I think you won't be able to see it as well as having them together in schools, and that's how fish are under the sea, right? So, makes sense.
Then we have a bunch of different levels of
Sand green telescopes here.
yeah, those. Bunch of different heights. Everything essentially was created with different heights in the same thing. Then we have these like ice cream pieces, and I just kind of put them on top of each other. They're just stacked, and they made these waves. And then again, there's all different heights.
Yeah, so those are like, you can make smoke out of those, you can use those for ice cream, or you can use those for popcorn, and they actually adapt together quite nicely. And I found those on the pab wall not too long ago with this in mind. Well, actually I wanted to make smoke for a chimney, but then Jose thought, why don't we make it coral reef? And then we'll see that she actually used some of those on top of these generic 1x1 stud stacks as well in orange and white. And I think I use those in other places, or we could use those in other places, right?
I might use them a bit more once I'm placing everything. Next up is these like teal 2x2 cylinder plates. I just kind of stacked them in a way that they made this big tower. I put a couple starfish on there and a fish on the odd one. Those ones are larger, whereas these ones are a little more condensed.
Yeah. So yeah, she just uses the 2x2 circular plates to make those. And she actually put some starfishes on there. I noticed that. That looks pretty sweet too. And this like slope tower looks pretty
It's a
cool
little
in purple.
slope tower with these like umbrella pieces.
Yeah.
Honestly, with coral, you just grab any random piece and somehow it just works.
Yeah, I see some more circular elements mixed in with something weird here as well.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird. Just a little tower. These are, I believe, like you can use them as an armrest for chairs. We found those on the pick-a-brick wall.
Yeah, essentially if you just take your standard chair and you put it on that orange piece there, it gives them armrests. And she's integrated those with 2x2 circular plates and also brick.
I like these ones more than these ones. I really like these ones. So it kind of uses the same orange as that and then the teal in those other stacks. And again, it's kind of like a big wave.
Then these sort of rounded pieces here alternated to create an interesting looking stack there. And some more slope elements here in purple.
Basically just a slope tower.
Tower slopes.
And then these, I just used some 1x1 bricks, 1x1 studs, 1x2 plates, and just kind of stacked them all up and made these different heights here in all different colors.
So like teal, purple, orange, sand green, and yeah, like she said, just used bricks and for the most part, 1x2 plates and bricks. And
I essentially just chose the ones that we had lots of colors, or lots of quantity in of those colors.
And then if you take your clip elements and put them in every now and again, you can add fish like she's done there. Then we've got some towers here built with heads.
These are minifigure heads, just plain. That would be creepy if they were printed. Some carrots. These were on the pick-a-brick wall, so that was a really cool find. And then just some 1x1 studs. I threw some flowers in every once in a while, and we'll make those all different heights. These is just a nice red tower, and I did put that like ice cream element that may or may not stay there.
Then over here we've got some gold elements. I love gold. And we've got the flags and the 1x1 cylinders sort of alternating directions.
Yeah.
It's just the flags, right? Yeah, just flag pieces.
It's flags, and then I put a cylinder at the bottom just for more support. And then this one was a bit different. I just had them going in the same direction. I threw a fish on there.
I like that. You got some starfish here that we'll be able to integrate into the deep sea area, and you can see a whole bunch of those head and carrot towers, also more of those 1x1 stud towers as well with the flower elements and the green there. And I think we're going to save the best for last here, folks. This is personally my favorite. This is absolutely wonderful. We actually found those buckets on the pab wall, and we had some spare flex tubing in all different sizes. We stuck that flex tubing into the bottom of a 2x2 circular brick that had like the axle hole in the middle that secures it to the ground, and then Jose put those buckets on upside down.
They're really cool. It kind of looks like a tentacle, and they're flexible because of the tubing inside.
Yeah.
You think they're really cool.
First we were fiddling around with it, putting the buckets right side up, and then Jose put them upside down, and I was like, holy smokes, that looks good. And I like how they actually almost go on top of one another in some instances, and they create like this really unique shape and sort of swirling design. So that's all of the different coral reef that we've built here, and as you saw earlier, there's a lot of coral reef still underneath there in the underwater area. So we're going to integrate all of this new coral reef with the existing stuff, and it should do a great job of filling it all up. So that's our next task here. Let's get to placing all of this coral. And so it begins. There we go, putting all the coral. There's piece number one, not going too well. Uh-oh, I might have to reach out there for you. And you know what? Conveniently, this box actually just showed up here yesterday, so that's nice. And this came directly from the Lego group, from BAP, or Bricks and Pieces. And you see these colorful leaf elements in here? Jose's going to use a lot of those for her coral reef. You can see a bunch of mini spruce trees in here as well, which we're going to use just throughout the entire city, you know, in the zoo, amusement park. some dark bushes here. Planning on using those hopefully in the amusement park to border the go-kart track. Also, all of these bushes, all of these bushes as well here. Those are going to help border the amusement park and be used in the zoo. We also got a bunch of these. Boy, oh boy, do I regret not buying more of these when they were on the pab wall. Because these are relatively expensive to order in bulk. But you know what? We need them for our bushes in the Lego City. And Jose ran out of them. And she's been converting all of the trees to these bushes here. So we're happy to get more of those so that we can build more of these bushes and then change all of the planters here in the Lego City to that style of bush. And as you can see, we plan on building or inserting all of our traffic lights here in the near future as well. I've just put them there to be a subtle reminder. Why is Darth Maul there?
That was me.
What the heck is Darth Maul doing there? He's like, traffic lights. Yeah, but Jose's working on Coral Reef right now as we speak. Well, let me tell you, everybody, I was sitting here.
Fix your, just do something with it. Fucking ragamuffin.
Well, let me tell you, everybody, I was just sitting over here making a video on my Technic cars, which are, I guess, sort of over there. Well, Jose was working on the Coral Reef, and I'm going to let her show you what she did because it looks simply incredible and she's pretty excited to show you. So she's going to take the video from here because she did something spectacular. However, I did set up some pretty awesome lights over there for you.
And now for the big reveal. It is pretty crowded down here. It looks great, in my opinion. My completely unbiased opinion. So I kind of spread everything out. Some things are grouped together kind of all over the place. Some things only stayed in one place. I'll take you through every little aspect of it. First up in the back corner, I kind of grouped all of the purple stuff together. So it's mostly over there because there's some taller things. I've got one of my school of fishes over here, or fish. Those yellow pillars, as well as the carrots and the green pillars, are kind of, I have them all over the place because there were so many of them, but I've kind of merged them all together so they kind of flow nicely. Again, those red pillars, I ended up putting, because we had some other red things over here, so I added them over there so they would mix in nicely. A little sharky. Those, I am referring to them as large tentacles because that's what they look like in my opinion, are in the back. I'll get a better view in a second. Those little white ice cream pillars, that's what I'm calling those. I put them in a couple spots. I also added a bunch of starfish all over the place, and those purple, yellow, and orange leaves I put in a bunch of places as well. All these pillars. This is one of my favorite spots here, using all of those like teal or turquoise pillars. There's a few different kinds. Kind of have some colored sections. So there's the purple over there. This is like my teal and orange section. Here's another school of fish. They kind of blend in nicely with the orange. We also found a bunch of sharks hiding in our storage, so I added a few more as well. The other side over here, again, we've got some of these like smokestacks or ice cream pillars. Those, I'm calling these like my clownfish pillars because that's what it reminds me of. And again, because they have those little elements in there, I put those next to these so they just kind of go in nicely together. Other side of the pillar over here. The back side actually, well, I mean, this is the part that we see as we walk through the Lego room, but it's kind of less detailed, or was before, so I made it super crowded, which I think it really needed it. So there's all kinds of pillars back here. We needed some height because, you know, there was less going on. So those were where my little tentacle pillars are. Lots more of the yellow and the carrots and the green stacks. Got some more sharks all over the place. Some of those purple elements made their way over here. This is kind of my sand green section. I think it works. And then my third school of fish over here as well. It is very crowded, but I think it works. It just makes sense. You know, all the coral. So, of course, lots and lots of detail. And as Jordan said, he set up the lights for us. Oh, wait. No, he didn't. Where are the lights? Oh, yeah. Right there. They're on and everything. Apparently, that's what we refer to as setting up the lights. So they'll have a home. They'll be set up eventually. But anyway, super jam-packed under here. I think it looks really good. It definitely needed all of that detail. It was a little bare before. You know, as we said before, it's super easy to make coral. You can literally just pull out anything you have in your part bins and just kind of throw stuff together. That's honestly what I did. These in particular were very random, but very cool in my opinion. So I hope you enjoyed this little update. It was a much needed update to our underwater area. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Let us know what you think. And stay tuned for some more great content. See you later. Bye-bye.